Okay, let's check these out.
Straight men who have a lot of close female friends are actually a big green flag because it means that women feel safe enough around them to be their friend and know that they're not gonna hit on them. Can't take credit for this. One of my friends said that to me tonight, and I was like, I never thought of it that way. But it is so true because let's get real, men are not learning emotional intelligence from each other unless they have gay guy friends or female friends. Like, it's not happening. Straight men who have a lot of close female friends are.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What I'm going to say, this is stupid. I'll say this is stupid because here's the thing. To judge a man based on the women around him, which you could, right? You could. But here's the thing where in relationships, right? Relationships, which matters, which in my opinion, the most important thing you can do. Those women misjudge men, right? How many times you hear the story of, oh, men lie, right? Men switch up, men switch up. I guarantee you, the players, the bad boys, the pookies, they have plenty of female friends. I guarantee you that. So if in relationships, right, where the majority of abuse that women suffer are in relationships. So if these women can't even pick the correct partner, you think women can pick correct friends? I don't think so. Now, of course, it's not everything, right? It's a generalized thing. But again, to equate that, okay, if he has a lot of female friends, he's a green flag, he's safe. With no real basis for anything, because like I said, women don't have great judgment in character, right? I believe if you're funny, if you're charismatic, if you are, good around a crowd, you have female friends. It doesn't mean that that's who you are. Okay? It doesn't mean that that's who you are. I believe there are plenty of people who are heinous people, right? Behind closed doors. Behind closed doors, they're heinous people. But in front of you, they have plenty of female friends, right? So it's too idiotic to judge people just purely on that, right? That's a green flag. Which again, like I said, it's an added vetting parameter, right? If the women around him can say that, oh, he's a good guy, all this stuff, okay, it is an added thing. But to think that women automatically have best judging character, it's kind of a lie. It's kind of foolish. Okay, it's like I said, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to have that as a another vetting point, right? Women around him thinks he's good. Okay, now what? Now go so on and so on, keep on vetting him. I'm just saying that that's not the end all to be all. Okay, so let's say a man that doesn't have a lot of female friends or any female friends. Well, it doesn't mean that he's a terrible man. Okay, there are plenty of good men that just can't make a lot of friends. There's so many women that even say they're antisocial. So are you saying that women that don't have a lot of friends, male friends or friends at all, or female friends? Because there's plenty of women like that. Are there red flag women? No. So it's not the end all to be all. That's the thing where I'm just saying that, like, it's okay to be like I said, a vetting point, right? It's good to know. Again, it's not the end all to be all. So I think that's kind of ridiculous, if you want to say.
If you're a guy and you're single, you're in luck because the bar is literally on the floor. Be nice, be funny, open the door, buy her flowers, take her on a date, and don't abuse her, and you're good. You don't even have to be cute. If you're a guy and you're
And you see, this is what I'm saying, where women are so ridiculous. Don't have to be cute is ridiculous. You do. No woman wants a man that she doesn't find attractive. Okay? No. The bar is in hell for the man that you want because you will make it easy for the men that you want. That is the thing. Because here's the thing. I guarantee you a woman like this, okay, cute, will have plenty of men in her DMs. I guarantee you she wouldn't give any of those men a chance. I guarantee you plenty of those men aren't cute. I guarantee you plenty of those men would be nice to you, but you wouldn't give any of those men a chance. So women that say these shit are just pandering to people. They're just pandering to people. They're saying shit that really don't mean nothing.
Outside in the hallway. If you're a guy.
But my boyfriend loves me. You holler me?
Of course.
Okay. So he loves me? Look, go in the camera.
I'm in the camera.
He loves me. We're good. It's okay. I'm safe. Because I got punched. But
Are women actually good judge in character? You care that he loves you? He hit you. And you care that he loves you.
Really? This looks way better. Seriously? This looks way better? Do you see my face, Luke?
Put ice on it.
I've been putting ice on it. Like, are you serious? Really?
I mean, she left him, but again, why was she with him? If women cannot judge correctly the men they will give their body to, you think they will judge men they barely deal with correctly? They can't. Women have poor judgment skills.
Go ahead. You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. You don't want to fucking listen to what I have to fucking say. That's cool. That's cool. And you can watch this recording over when you're sober in the morning when I'm not here anymore. And you're gonna realize why I left. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Babe, you have no control over what I say or do. You do not.
I never said that.
Oh, but you pay for the rent, so you're gonna have to listen to obey and be.
I didn't say
That's
that.
fine.
That's how you think.
You don't have to
But
pay
I
for me.
never said
You
those
don't have
words.
to pay for me. You don't
I
have to.
never said those
You
words.
don't have to pay for me.
I never said those words.
I don't have to be a part of your life if you don't want me to. Go ahead.
Trigger warning DV. So a lot of you guys have been in my comments asking for like a story time of what happened. I don't really think it's a story time, but okay. I'm gonna give part of the story because it is my story and I want to spread awareness and I also want to get justice and go to court over this. So that is why I'm bringing this online. So this all happened around April 24th at 11:33 a.m. You can see this video on my page of me talking to him after he had just me. He allegedly stated that he had to sneak out in the middle of the night because I wouldn't let him leave. I think that's what he said or one of his friends said. Not exactly sure, don't quote me on that. Anyway, that's a rumor that is being spread by him or his community. At this time, I had my friends come over. I had two of my friends come over and I put makeup on. You can see this swollen eye, and this is the same day at 8:30 p.m. So if he had to sneak out in the middle of the night, that does not make sense. I literally put makeup on so that my friends wouldn't think I looked as crazy. I also took this video and posted it on Snapchat. It says, when a man hits you. I don't think I'd be posting that if he was still in the vicinity with me because that's a very dangerous situation to be in. Sorry, I'm really bad at this. I've never had to do this. I'm also very sick, so if I sound funny, that's why. So we had gotten into an argument this day like most couples do. And the argument got heated. I posted some videos about the argument of that day. He was screaming at me, and one thing I had told him was I had went through DV before this situation, so I didn't.
I've said this before, right? And you wonder why, right? Kevin Samuels, the Godfather himself, said, "You will never get better than your baby daddy." Why would he say that? This is the problem with a lot of women. They don't become wiser with age. They just become more pig-headed. They just become more stubborn. Women have proven time and time again. If you hear a woman said, "Oh, I don't want to date cheaters," guess what? She's dated mainly cheaters. I don't want to date liars. Guess what? She's dated mainly liars. I don't want to date men that would abuse women. Guess what? She's dated mainly abusers. And this is why women's past matters. This is the thing. I've said this before. As women age, they become bigger red flags. Why? Because if they're still in the dating market, there's usually two reasons. One, they are attracted to or they attract terrible men. It is a red flag that you need to know, because women like that are broken. They're trauma-filled. They're chaotic. They will only bring chaos into your life. They won't find enjoyment with you, because if you are not a man of chaos, they will find you boring. So many stories, right? So many stories of women who has dated purely bad boys for most of her life, get with a good man, finds him boring, and get back with one of the men that that has abused her. It has happened because it's a trauma bond, right? She's chaotic. She's just sick. Okay. 2, probably personality, but definitely number 1 for this woman, right?
Want to be yelled at. There's one thing he knew going into a relationship with me, that I had been through DB before, and that I don't want anyone to scream at me because it's triggering. Sorry, I'm really sick. My ears are clogged. I can't even hear myself talk. Anyways, I told him it was triggering for anyone to yell at me because I had been through DB before. So he continued screaming at me, and I just started breaking down crying because I was like so distraught. I was like, please stop yelling. Like, why are you yelling at me? Why are you yelling at me? And he kept threatening. In the video I posted, you can go check them out. Like, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. I was still sitting on the bed, and never said, I literally said, I'm not gonna stop you. I never said, oh, I'm gonna stop you, don't leave. I was never begging for him to stay. He never left. So the argument continued, and then it got to the point where we were like very close to each other, almost like this. And at this point, I was heated, so I was yelling too, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I don't know what you want, like da-da-da-da, like just like quit, like stop, normal, like whatever, I don't know. And then out of nowhere, and I started weeping, crying, and I thought he broke my jaw. I took this video after, and he told me to just put ice on it. I told him, like, I think you like broke my jaw, like seriously, like it hurts so bad. I ended up with a sprained jaw, and I think they call it like a face contusion or something like that, just like another word for a black eye or something, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go back to the doctor soon. You guys can't see it right now because there's a smoothing filter on, but there is still like a knot right here that just won't go away, and it's very painful to touch. So this is a picture of me in the hospital, or the urgent care. They sent me to the hospital after for an MRI. And for those asking, I've already released like the victim rights paper. I did go to the police the second that he left. So that same day, April 24th, the police did come. There's currently like a warrant.
I'll give her credit that she went to the police. I give her credit for that. Because it is your job to hold these bad men accountable. It is your job to hold the men you date accountable. It is what it is.
For him, and a court case filed in the state of Florida only. He ran back to Arkansas, so there's currently nothing I can do about this, but I want to go to court really bad. There are a few more things that I want to address about the situation, because his family and his friends and him have been saying some outlandish things about DV online that are just not okay and don't sit right with me. And it's not only offensive to me, but every other woman that has gone through a similar situation. This is his mother's statement under a video of me with my black eye crying. You can pause to read.
As his mother, I have had death threats. They have attacked my job that I own. You own it? Then it's not your job. So I have all control on what people put on my business account. This has gotten out of hand, and emotional abuse is just as bad as physical abuse. That is kind of stupid, right? Because again, well, you kind of deserve it, right? You kind of deserve. And again, she is not emotionally abusing him. Now, if he's getting backlash for it, well, that's not her fault. Right? That's his fault. That's the consequences of his actions. Do not fucking beat women. Protect yourself if you're defending yourself, but seriously, that's not defending yourself. You don't know me or my family. You don't know what happened before it got to the point of getting dotted. I've gotten hit in the eye with a baseball bat, and it was much worse. Okay, so what? Are you trying to play like victimhood, Olympics here? I don't get it.
The first thing I want to say is I never condoned or said that I was speaking out about this for anyone to get hate or death threats. I don't think that's okay, no matter the situation. However, saying it was a dot on my eye is so disrespectful, as a woman especially. And saying you got hit with a baseball, worse, what? That is concerning, and I do not stand for that, and I'm not going to let that slide.
And you know, that probably is like, it's, I don't know if her husband did it, but that could tell you that if a mother condones abuse, right? She thinks it's like not that big of a deal. She can pass it on to her children, right?
Secondly, a follower of mine had shared this in my comments. Again, you can pause to read. So, just addressing this, I've never once tried to myself ever in life. I have anxiety, but that's it.
He was 18 and she's 22. I don't know why she's dating a boy. Women are honestly shitty at picking men. I have a catalog, right? You can see all the videos on my site, on my page. It is clear example that women are absolute heinous, incompetent at picking men. Absolutely. You can understand why back in the day fathers chose the partners for women. Women are shitty at it.
About it. I have never once been beside me. Also, this story doesn't make sense for me that he's trying to let on, because if I was trying to myself, I don't think I would start attacking someone else. I think the first thing I would do would be to attack someone else and then try to myself. The order doesn't make sense in my mind, if I'm being honest. Second of all, me trying to harm him first does not make sense. I'm 5'6", 5'5", and I weigh 110 pounds. He's 6'3", 150. Don't have any more really to say on that. And then he goes on to admit that he did me, so thank you for admitting it, I guess. I don't know. This is another screenshot of him admitting that he did me, so you can pause to read. I just don't have words for this. I don't know who responds. Like it's something he's proud of. I'm not sure. I don't understand. Lastly, I posted this in my comments before, but this is him and his friend laughing at one of my videos. And again, I don't understand what's funny about DV or making fun of someone that's gone through DV, but yeah. This is one more look at my eye a few days after. Also, I want to apologize if I'm smiling or laughing at all throughout this video. It's not something funny, it's just really a coping mechanism for me. I've cried so many tears over it. I cry every day. I'm shaking making this video. It's just a coping mechanism, and I'm sorry. But truly, by doing this, I want to spread awareness, for one. If you or anyone you know is going through DV, please get out, please contact anyone you know or contact the authorities. I'm praying for you and it is not okay. Secondly, I just want everyone to know that I'm also doing this to get justice, because I do want to go to court and I want to get justice and for my voice to be heard. Thank you guys so much for listening. Trigger warning.
You know, my thing is that I don't condone abuse, right? I think men that abuse women are absolutely sick men. They're sick men. They're weak men. They're men that should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. But at the end of the day, I don't take away the accountability from the man. But we have to recognize that women need to be held accountable. No one forced you to get with these men. First of all, if you are 22, he's 18. Why the fuck would you get with a kid? Right? Why? As a woman, I can't understand why. As a man, yeah, I could understand that a bit, where youthful beauty, I get that. What do you get from dating a younger man? I don't understand. You already sense the immature. Now, balance of probability. I'm just saying, balance of probability. If you think that men are immature when they're older, you think they're more mature when they're younger? No. So really, balance of probability, he's probably even more immature, right? As a young kid than if he was older, right? If he was 38. So really, I can never understand why women date younger men. I don't. I see no, maybe besides, I don't know, in bed, more energy. Okay, but if that's your case, if that's your, your reasoning, no surprise that, you would get these kind of outcomes if you care about, if you are so fixated on, I need a man that has more energy in bed. Okay. Again, another superficial shit that really adds what to a woman. I'm just assuming, okay? Because I can't imagine what. It's not that he's more emotionally mature. It's not that he's more, emotionally intelligent. It's not like he's more financially stable. No. Probably because he looks good and he probably talks a good game. But again, superficial shit, right? A very superficial trait. And I say this where there are so many women that honestly can never break away from this cycle where they constantly judge men on superficial things and then surprised that, oh, he's not morally sound. He's a terrible man, right? He's a terrible man. He lies, cheats, abuse. You're surprised? When you like this man based on superficial shit, his looks, his height, I'm not saying her particular, right? But I'm saying in general. You like this man based on his looks, heights, charm, money. Superficial shit. Things that, you know what? Honestly, does not tell you if he's a good guy or not. And a lot of times these traits, these things, these superficial things, they are a cover up. Because if men focus on that, they don't need to worry about if they have a good personality or not, or if they're morally sound or not, because that's what you care about more. I think that's one of the things that ruin a lot of women. But what do you guys think?
I have a hot take. I don't know if you guys are gonna like it. I'm not rage baiting. This is what I think. I think it is weird that you guys care more about animals than people. When people's main cause is animal rights, when the world is doing so bad with human rights, I think it's weird. I think it's really weird. And this started for me when Ellen DeGeneres, 15 years ago, Ellen was always so talking about animals as her philanthropy. And I was like, wow, she has so much money. She could just solve homelessness in a state. And
No, you can't solve homelessness with money.
She's like, but what about the cats? Listen, animals deserve good treatment, sure. But to me, I just don't think that's where we should be focusing our time and effort. And so I've been seeing this Hassan Piker stuff where people are saying that he's abusing his dog because he had a shock collar on his dog, which apparently he didn't even have a shock collar on his dog. But you guys are up in arms about that because I think it's just because people don't like to have a polarizing opinion, and people opinions are much harder to get by everyone else, and everyone can say and animals is a good cause. I just think you guys are weird. I just think it's a weird thing to focus your time and energy on when your neighbors don't have food. Maybe that's just me. I have a hot take.
Now, she said some weird things, right? But I do agree. I'm not really, I mean, I don't hate pets. I don't hate animals. I actually love animals, right? I wanted to become a zoologist when I was younger, but I don't care for pets. Right? I don't care for pets. I've had family members tell me, "Oh, you should get a pet. You know, you're single. You know, you're not. You know, you don't have anyone. You should get a pet if you're lonely." I thought about it, like, no, I don't want. If I wanted to take care of somebody, I'd rather it be a person, right? I'd rather be a person. I'd rather be a kid, right? I'd rather be. I have a child, right? I'm taking care of. I'd rather have a girlfriend. I'm taking care of, right? A wife. I'd rather somebody. I don't want to put my. I just. I feel like sometimes, and there's some of my followers, right? They love their pets. I get it. I get, I understand, right? Sometimes I think that if I get a pet, I think it was going to lead me down a road where I'm going to be a true nihilist and that I give up on women. I give up on relationships. I will totally give up, right? I will go 100% MGTOW in a way. Okay. That's what I'm thinking about. So I just think that people that have pets in general, they now don't view people as necessities. They don't view people as, if I'm like, there's some people who are like, you know what? Cat ladies, right? Cat ladies where, I don't need men anymore. I'm just going to buy a cat and die alone, right? I mean, like the old Kevin Samuel saying, just get a pet companion for the rest of your life. And I was like, I always view that as a safety net. I view that as a coping mechanism or an excuse. And I don't want to give myself that safety net, that excuse, that coping mechanism. Because for me, I want to have someone. I do. I really do. Um, so I never cared for people who valued animals more than they value humans. I really don't. I think that's, like I said, a coping mechanism. I think that's a trauma response in my view. In some cases, right? In a lot of cases, it's like a trauma response where, people have done me wrong, or I view the negativity of human beings, which I get it, right? I'm not saying that I don't understand, but I think it's such a, you're done with the world kind of thing, right? It's like, I'm done. No more, right? Humans are just terrible. I get a pet. And yes, a pet is extremely loyal, right? Extremely, but it's just not the same kind of connection, in my opinion. Okay, it's not the same kind of connection. It's not the same feelings. So I don't want to do that. And I feel like the people who, let's say, have gone past that line, I think it's kind of unhealthy. I think it's unhealthy, and I think it's just now you have now you have the mindset where you don't want any people, right? You don't want people around you. You are fine and happy with your pet, which again, I said it's cool. I understand it. I don't like, I'm not saying, oh, change. No. I mean, do what's best for you. Do what you think. I just, for me, it's like, I don't, I think it's never, it rubbed me the wrong way where, again, people that value animals more than they value human beings, and people who, have pets, they're essentially just, you know, coping, right? Coping with the loneliness. So, I want to, again, not have that kind of safety net. So that's my thing. But what do you guys think?